Back into Studio 10, and April is National Gardening Month, and of course we had to celebrate that here on Studio 10.
That's right, and we knew we had to celebrate it with Andy and to kind of make an adventure, because it's been an adventure the past few years. We've been trying to kind of, plant seeds over the years. So, but this time we have like a little starter kit.
Yeah, well, we've done, obviously had gardens, we had potted plants, those kind of things. We had tomatoes at one time, and we were peppers, all that stuff. And so in years past, we've done these things. This one is, what I wanted to do today is to show you how easy, if you just wanted to get a few plants in your house, and a lot of people use tomatoes or what have you. So they have these kits now where there's these little pucks, and then they end up turning, after you soak them, and it's all that organic stuff in there. That's more like a peat moss. So then you're going to put your seed in there and then make sure this stays watered, and it's got its own plastic little cover. So you made your little greenhouse. It's about $7 or $8 for this whole thing. And seeds nowadays, when I was looking for seeds, they ranged from 59 cents a package to $4.99.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so very economical.
Yeah, I would go with the 59 centers.
Yeah,
we
I
don't
would
need
too.
organic seeds necessarily. But you water these, and that's what they get to. Now we've got an assortment of seeds we're going to put in. We're going to keep an eye on them. We're going to water them, and our goal is to get plants to come out of these in the next few weeks. And we'll put them in a window, and eventually you transition them out to the outdoors. So you kind of put them in a shady place. You don't just stick them in the sun; they will all die because they're only like paper thin when they first get going.
That's probably why mine don't usually last for too long. So that's why you're the expert. You're going to show us.
Now our goal is to take these plants and then give them away. And there's a lot of community gardens going on in mid-Michigan where they could use maybe 10 or 12 different plants, tomatoes, we got basil here, we're going to try a couple of pumpkins and those kind of things, and then give those away so they can put them out into their gardens, which they usually do late May, so it'll be good timing for us. I know many people have started, who do this for a living, have started a long time ago. We at one time used on Studio 10, we went to the Willows.
Yes, and we have video of that if we want to start playing some of that.
So the Willows is a retirement center that is in East Lansing, and they grow their own garden. And I mean, I was awed when we were out there, and they take all of that and give it to their chef, who then makes that into their meals. And a lot of the residents are out watering, weeding, making sure everything gets picked and nothing rots on the vine. And it was a small area, but boy, very productive, because they knew what they were doing over the years and putting things on trellises and the like. So they called us and we were out there. And so we're going to use our first planting is going to be seeds they gave us, which are those marigolds.
Yes, marigolds.
Now you say, why marigolds? Well, marigolds supposedly are helpful in keeping rabbits and things away from your garden. So if you can put a few of those in there, that will keep some of the animals away. So that's what we're going to do with the first two of these pods on the left. So you can take a couple of seeds, and all you have to do is take a couple of those and then stick them into those little pods, just enough for your finger to go in. You don't have to bury them, only, as they say, about a 1/4 inch deep. So that will be our first one, and we'll get the marigolds. Marigolds, very hardy, good plant for cold weather times. They last well into the fall, and they are not too bad when you have the weather like we're having now. That's for sure. Okay, so we only need a couple of those. What we want are these big beefsteak tomatoes, right?
Yes, we do.
So the next 4 we'll make into tomato plants, because we want a lot of those, and I'm sure whoever we give these to, a lot of church organizations do a bunch of community gardens.
There's so many things you can do with tomatoes.
So where are the seeds? Why won't they come out of here? Oh, there they are. They're stuck on the bottom. Now, these are
so small.
They're very small. Well, when you have a tomato plant and you eat that, remember, we're going to put them in the next 4. So a couple into each one. I got more if you need them.
I might need a little more.
And that will give us 4 tomato plants, and we'll obviously not everyone seed will grow, but some will grow, and we might have to weed this out to just be one plant so that it's more hardy. You can also go ahead and put in some kind of if you want to give it some extra growing power, you can put in any kind of fertilizer that you want to put in with some of these as these go along. So we got those 2 done.
Check.
And now, basil. Everybody loves basil, right?
Love some basil.
And what's great is you have tomato and basil. And now we're talking.
Yeah, it's a pretty good pizza, if you ask me.
Yeah, we need some mozzarella.
Just a little mozzarella. These are very tiny seeds. Now we're going to do those on the next 2.
Next two?
Next 2. A little more. Okay. So I had them here,
so
here.
So small.
We started with marigolds, 4 tomato, 2 basil.
What are the last 2?
The last 2, we are going to go with pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Also, I
Now,
love how
these
you're
are-
just popping them out of your apron
I
pockets.
finally get to use the apron pockets all these years, and I never had anything in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are pumpkin seeds that dried out over the last couple of years, and you just need one decent seed in each one of those holes,
Got
and
it.
these are pumpkins that are edible. So
Okay,
in other words,
okay.
they're not just for carving. All right?
Yes,
So
oh,
you
I
wanna
love
do
eating pumpkin
pies
seeds.
or whatever else you want to do
Yep.
with it. Just make sure all your seeds kind of get that last little push down.
All
And then we'll
right.
keep an eye on them. We'll water them. It says when need be. We'll keep an eye on these pods and try to get these things to grow. And then once we get them into a good stage come mid to late May,
Yep.
we will hand them off to somebody who will make it useful for our community.
Yeah, and it'll be full circle. Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much, and we'll do updates on how they're doing, of course, too, in the meantime. So thank you so much for that.
Sure, no problem.
What an
Thank you,
adventure!
Andy. I know, how exciting.
All right, well, we'll have more Studio 10 after the break, so stay with us.